All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It's a wonderful evening. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Good evening. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Amarachi. Good evening, everybody. I'm so glad I'm elated to be here this evening. Uh, I hope you can hear me very well. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yeah, everybody. So glad to be here. Oh, wow, comfort. Good evening, welcome, welcome, Alexander, welcome, Gladys, welcome. Is it Gladys or Gladys? Uh, Yoruba people call it Gladys. So, oh, wonderful. Adeyemi Oluwaseun, welcome to class. Esther, welcome. Simeon, wonderful name. Welcome, welcome to class. Welcome, guys. Good to have you out here. Yesterday class was a wonderful class. Yeah, I believe so. Welcome, Blessing, Okonkwo. Welcome, welcome, Kedele, Okedele. Welcome, Sheye. Welcome, Rabihat. I hope I got that right. Welcome, I'm glad to be here also. Welcome, Isaac. Let's just wait a few more minutes for all of our colleagues to be here also. Yesterday was wonderful. Yeah, Gladys, well done. Nice one. I hope you've been practicing also. I hope you guys been practicing. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome Joy. Welcome. Wow, it's good to have you again here. Taiwo Felicia, welcome. Good evening everybody. I'm so glad to be here. Yeah, it's a wonderful evening. Uh, yeah, let's just allow other guys to join us and we'll move from there. By the way, I'll be showing you some live, like some processes today in which you get sounds, some few websites that we could use to get your sounds, free background sound, free effects, sound effects. Yeah, I know you could get some. All right, let me see if I can. Okay, squads, guys, can you mark your register? Good evening, Harrison Ruben. Welcome to class. Good evening, Adile Oluwatosin. Welcome to class. Squad 3. Joy is already marking register. All right, welcome to class, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's wait for a few more minutes for other. If you are in squad 1, mark your register. Yeah. Oluwafẹ́rànmi Lori. Oh wow, welcome to class. Welcome everybody. Today is the final. We're going to have a final introductory touch on audio audio aspect of video editing. So we hope okay. I'm seeing squad 3 guys all around. Kai. So yesterday squad 1 was winning the league. Now it looks like today squad 3 is going to lead. So let's hope they are not like Arsenal fans. Sorry guys, sorry Arsenal fans. So okay. Yep. Oh, squad 1, they don't full ground. Oh yeah. You guys are repping yourselves. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. On this squad one, people plenty. Be like say we go gas split on that to squad one A, squad one B, or all right. Yeah, that was just an enlightened note. Okay. Hoping to have everybody on board already. Let me just check to see uh, if everybody's already here. Okay. See a few more people to join. By the way, you need to like this video. You can just close down your. That's if you're watching with your phone. You can just close down the uh, the chat box and then click like and come back. Click like this video so that it can reach more people and bless more lives. That's the least you can do to support this organization or this training. Just like and follow the page. Yeah, like, share, or rather like and follow the page. All right. Okay. So, uh, 7:07 by my time. I will be moving on to the class very soon. So we had a lot of touch on video audio editing yesterday. Just a quick one. I want you to I want to see how far how far you've learned. What have you learned? What did you learn yesterday? What did you learn? All right. Yeah. Face red, smiling live. Yeah. So what did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? I want to hear your thoughts. I want to see you type something. What did you learn yesterday so that we can move on and we're going to take a lot of questions but on the audio aspect and a few of other aspects that you don't know yet. You've been practicing and you've not been able to get right. How to edit audio. Wonderful. Ayomide Taiwo. Wonderful. Oh, you can't hear me clearly? Let me check that out. So, yeah, all right. Audio editing. What did you learn there? How to add effects. Now, this is what I want to see. Joy. How to add effects, balance sound, etc. Okay, what is that, etc? Somebody else. Can I see somebody else? I learned how to edit our video audio and how to export. Well done. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. So, transition and the audio. Okay, Blessing is saying she learned transition. I hope it's a guy or a girl. I don't know. Lady or a guy. Blessing Tofumi, I don't understand what you mean by DAB number. Okay, so if you are you start the typographic error, please let okay. DB number, right? Yeah, yeah. Balancing sound, balancing sound. Right. So you tell me one thing you learned about DB sound. Tell me what you learned. One thing you learned about the DB number. All right. Want to know how to export and edit audio. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. How to blend audio with video edited. Okay, that's good. How to sync both audio and audio. Both video and audio together. Okay, yeah, Blessing. We're going to do a summary. We're going to do a summary demo of what we did yesterday. All right. We're going to do a summary. All right. Don't worry about that. I'm going to do a summary for you guys so that you can get everything. How to extract audio using CapCut. All right. By the way, if you're extracting audio, Grace, if you're extracting audio using CapCut, I think let me confirm. I think you have to use, it's a Pro 2, it's a Pro version 2. You have to be subscribed to extract the audio if you want to export for free. Or if you're using free version of CapCut Pro, you would have to just try and pull down the volume or turn off the video. I'll probably show you guys that what I mean by that. Wow. So my CapCut is quite acting up today. Okay, I'm confirming that now. Extracting audio is a pro. It's pro. You have to be subscribed for you to use extraction of sound on CapCut, or unless you want to go to the audio part and just reduce the volume, reduce the dB, and then take it to probably infinity zero, reduce it to the barest minimum. But that's one. But if you want to use the video, if you want to use the video, or rather you want to use the audio and you don't need the video, what I would suggest you do is um, maybe reduce the opacity of the video and then so that it goes blank. So you just have to put that above. Now this is where okay, I'll just show you a demo about I'll show you a demo on that. I'll show you a demo on that. How to add a sound effect and balance it. Okay, that's wonderful. So I was asking one thing you learned about the dB, the dB number. What did one thing I need one person, at least one person or five people to tell me one thing. One of the most important thing about dB. It's it's on one of the slide. I will just switch to the slide part now very soon. So gain control the overall loudness while normalizing volume balances. Okay, that's good. There is a number that I'm looking out to hear from you guys. There is a number. Where is the balance? What's the best number you can use for voice? The best BV number you can use for voice. And then where's the best gauge you can give for your background sound? Oh, wonderful. -0 to -6. That's good. I think we have -6. Can I hear somebody else? Can I see somebody else type? What's the best number? Let me just switch to that slide for you guys to remember. Okay. If you can see this is right. You can see the right part where on the picture, on the graph, on the design, on this, on your screen, you can see -5, -1 to, okay. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm saying because it looks like it's too bright on my own screen. So where you are seeing 40 to 60, that's more or less like minus, all right? Just take it as minus, all right? So you're seeing quiet, silent, 1 to 15, that's -1 to 15. 15 to 20 is quiet, like so you can do your background sound for like between 15 and 40 depending on how loud you're seeing it, or you can choose, and then you can choose a normal sound to be around 40 -4 to -6. That's the best part. All right, so once it goes beyond -6 going towards 70 to 90, you can see your sound begins to damage, your sound begin to distort, all right? The volume will be too loud, and you will not hear some part of the sound. Like you might hear too much bass, too much, the noise will be too much. I know probably, okay, for example, most of you, I don't know, you probably go to church and you hear some kind of sound like woo, or you hear, yeah, I can't take that high pitch part, all right? So it's more like this volume is too loud. So you wouldn't want your volume to be too loud. So you should always put around 40 minus 4 to 6. So you keep checking the gauge and seeing how it plays through. Sometimes when you are editing or your audio, all right, when you're editing your video, probably the person holding the mic will move too close to the mic, all right. So you have to watch out for those kind of things when you are editing. So you keep checking your sound. Once you are done editing, you now come to check your sound, edit your sound, and see, make sure that the volume is not too loud in some aspects. So you can always, let me try and see if I can share my screen and show you a little bit of what I mean. Let me switch to, okay, so I need to look for, I need to look for a, right, I need to look for something that can help me to as a video that I can use to make an example for you guys now. So if the person talking is too loud, you can you can actually gain down that main part of the video, that part of the video. All right. Okay, let me see if I can do the same. All right, so I found a video like that that I can use to show you guys. So I'm bringing it up. I'm just gonna look for a part of a video that is suitable for you guys. Hold on. You guys can see my screen, right? Alright, you guys just give me a minute. I would okay. So that's what I wanted to see. Alright, so I'll just pull that up. I know you guys can hear what I'm saying. Uh, I see. I've gotten what I needed. So you guys can see my screen now. No, you can't see my screen. Please can you switch to my screen now? Uh, Technical team, can you switch to my screen now so that we can move on? All right, not my video, my screen. Okay, wonderful. All right, so you're seeing this video that I have here. You can see the audio part. You can see the volume. You can see the volume. Let me try and increase that so that you can see it very well. You can see the gauge of the sound. You can see that a part of this is this is an example. Some part are higher, some part are lower, some part are lower, part are higher. So you can easily if you increase how to view, you can increase this video. I've taught you how to do that, all right? So by pressing plus and minus, increasing, so you can actually gain down some part of this video by using your keyframe. I don't know if we taught you guys about keyframing. It's an aspect of animation that will still teach you guys eventually. So, but let me just give you an example here. So, I just want to reduce the volume, this part of the volume, or rather, let's say this part of the volume. I can reduce it, and the rest will play the same way. I know you can hear me now. You can hear my sound. All right. Sorry, my sounds like I'm opening too many applications already. So I'm just going to reduce that turmeric part, all right? I'm just going to reduce only that turmeric part. Let me play it again. Let me play it again for you guys. So yeah, so I'm just going to reduce that turmeric. So by using keyframe, if you come to this part of your tools, you will see something like a pen tool. You can see something like a pen tool, all right? Pen tool. Once you click that, it brings you, gives you a kind of pen kind of look. So you can use this pen tool both on your video and your audio. It's used for keyframing, or you can do this in two ways anyway. It's used for keyframing. It's used to change. What I mean by keyframing is like putting, you want to, for example, you want to touch a part of your video. You don't want to touch the whole part. Like this volume we are doing now. Let me just use an example. This volume we are trying to touch now. I want to make sure that from here to here, that's the only part I want to touch. I don't want to touch the beginning. I don't want to touch the end. I hope you can understand. So you pick your pen tool. You can do this in two ways actually. I will show you the other part. You can pick this your pen tool. Once you have opened up this like this, pick your pen tool, add a keyframe there. Just click the next part that you want to reduce also, add a keyframe there. Let's say here. Alright. So you can always, once you click your, go back to your selection tool, you can pull that aspect down. No, let me, sorry, one more minute. So this is what we're doing. You see when I pull that down, it's pulling down everything, okay? So, but then what we are doing is you're adding, it's more like you're adding four keyframes, all right? One, two, three, four. All right. So the first one will be a start, a block. The first one will be a block. The last one will be a block. So the middle part will be the ones that will help you move down. All right. So if I push this down, you see it comes down. That way you are seeing that the dB number is reducing while I pull it down. This is called keyframing. I can pull that up. You can do this in places where maybe your audio is, the part of your audio is too low, the volume is too low, but the other parts, the volume are higher. So you can do this keyframing. I'll do it again by pressing Ctrl Z so that you guys can understand what I'm doing. So I said you will increase this part so that you can, the audio part, so that you can see it clearly, and come to pen tool. Click on pen tool. You can also select P on your keyboard to pick the pen tool, and then come to wherever you want to start your keyframe from. You want to start here, so you put a block, then put a start button, and then come to the end part and put a block at the end, and then the end part. So this is what it does. It creates a block here and a block here, that so that what you want to do will not go out of the line. So once then the keyframe, the frame that you have picked here and then you picked here, last part, you can just drag it down or drag it up in places where the volume is too low, drag it down in places where the volume is too high. So the way I drag it down now, if I play it back, you will see that the volume of that part will be lower. You see the way it goes up and goes comes down. Let me reduce that a little. I don't know why my system is so sorry about that, guys. But I'm trying my best to make it make sure that you can see. I hope you can hear my sound. The sound coming from my you can hear the sound coming from my we're using Premiere Pro currently. So that's to answer Abimbola, all right. Sorry about that, Alexander. Sorry about that. Please keep trying. Yeah, we are using Premiere Pro currently. Yeah, it's breaking actually. I understand it's because of I told you guys that for you to for you to work on a lower processing speed laptop, it will always slow down your editing. You see it's slowing me down here just for this training, all right? Don't worry, next week I'm going to get a better laptop to show you guys. Actually, I'm using a Mac, so it got developed for during the week, during the weekend, so I had to switch to using this one for the meantime. So let me keep going. So I play it back again so that you guys can see. I hope it plays well now. Did you see that now? I hope you guys understood what. I don't know how I can do this for you guys to see clearly. Let me just hold on. So that's just that about that for this. All right, thank you very much, guys. So I'm moving on to what other questions do you guys have? What other questions do you guys have? What other questions do you guys have? Wonderful. Can we move on? I want to see more questions because I want to answer a lot of questions today. Okay, so let me move back to my slide now. So I'm not sure you can do this actually using CapCut also. Let me try and switch to my CapCut and see if I can do the same thing. But usually okay, yeah, I can actually do it. All right, so let me move back to let me switch to my CapCut screen and show you guys the same thing I just did on Premiere Pro now. Give me a minute, let me share my screen on CapCut. So one of the reasons why this playback is lagging is because I'm working both on Premiere Pro and CapCut at the same time. So this system is not strong enough to do that. Okay, I see a question here. Can we download free CapCut for now? Yes, you can download free CapCut for now. Just go on their website. You will download free CapCut on their website. It's free to download. All right. All right. I hope you can see my video now. Welcome. Oh, Vivian, you came late to class. You came late to class. That's bad. All right, we're moving on. So what I did on Premiere Pro just now, I will just do the same thing on CapCut. Let me see where I can choose. So I was explaining the other time that you can actually use the sound. Let me find a sound. Let me find a sound from a video. Let me find the video sound. A sound that adds video, rather, sorry. So give me a minute, guys. This is not okay. Alright, I'm seeing some here, so let me just pick one of these ones so that you guys can understand. I'm doing a live demo for you, so you don't say I did not see how you did it. Okay, let me just use this video. MP3. This is an MP3. Well, it doesn't matter. So, okay, so all credit to whomever has this video. So I'm just gonna use it anyway. So just give me a minute, it's loading up. Oh, okay, I can use that one. Ah, why is it so hard to find a video? Okay, where is backup? Right, backup and loads. Okay, I'm looking for a suitable sound for you guys to, so that I don't have to do this over and over, and then I'm trying to pick something that can edify. Let me see. Let me see what this is. All right, so this is a demo. All right, so I got one for you guys. So let me just use this. All right, on CapCut loading. All right, so I got this background. Let me try and so that you guys can hear what I'm hearing. Let me switch my. I don't know if CapCut can do this. Sorry, I'm trying to switch my audio to playback outside. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so let me play this back. So you guys can see, you can see what I'm saying. All right. So I want to use, this is a video. This is an MP4. If you can see here, it's an MP4. So I want to extract this sound, but if I bring it on to my CapCut, everything will come in, and I can cut this out. All right, so this is what I need. I need this video. I need this audio, but I don't need the video. So only way I can do this is either I come right click and extract audio. If you can see here, extract audio is a pro. I hope you guys can see my screen. Let me confirm. Yeah, you can. All right. So it's a pro. It's Oh, can you see this part of what I'm showing? You can see this part of what I'm showing. Sorry, let me show my entire screen then. You guys cannot see the pop-up. You guys can't see what's popping up when I click on. Let me just share my entire screen. Viewers discretion is advised. So one thing is, okay, you guys can see my screen now. All right, so let's do this. Can you show my screen now? Okay. I don't know if you guys can see my screen now. Let me confirm if you guys can see my screen. All right, so I was saying that when I right click on this, when I right click, you're seeing what's popping up right now. It's I can only you can see extract audio right here. So extracting audio is a pro tool. You can only use it if you haven't pro. You have subscribed. So what I can only do is to reduce the opacity of this video clip. Either I use scale or I come to blend, see blend, and then reduce the opacity. Two ways, Control Z, Z. All right, two ways. Either I come to opacity and reduce the opacity, or I come to scale and reduce the scale to so that it doesn't show on the screen anymore. All right, that's two ways. All right, so but I'm going to choose opacity over scale. I wish to choose opacity over scale. All right, so that's just it. The audio is gone. The clip part is gone. Just left with the audio, and then I can play it back. So you guys can see that. Play it back one more time. So one more thing. I was saying the other time that you can also do a keyframe right here on CapCut. You can also do a keyframe right here on CapCut. So peradventure this we want this audio to play back. Let me check my audio volume level. So all right, so I want only this audio to playback. By the way, I just reduced the volume of my background, so see it's at minus infinity. I just reduced the volume, so that's what I want. I just want to play this back. I don't want this audio, all these ones, so I can reduce the volume of all these ones, or maybe you can mute the old track. You can mute the old track, but I don't want to mute the old track. I want to use this track. So what I can do is reduce the volume of others and reduce the volume of others while I leave the volume of the only one. I want this volume to play. Or let's say this volume. Let me bring this here. Let me put a transition there too. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm doing. I'm not doing any magic. Oh. Okay, so I'll bring this. I have to download that. Alright, so I'm bringing this in here. Alright, so I want to only use this sound here. The volume is, let's check the volume is still active. I've reduced the volume of this first one and the volume of the last one I'm reducing. So I don't know what's this one for. Okay, so this is what I want. So this is what I want. I want this volume in the middle to play, and then there's no volume at the end. So this is I'm trying to imagine that this is a main sound. This is like someone talking, all right? So what I would do is I will increase back my volume to -0 of so now you can hardly hear this one at the back, back volume, the volume of this video. So I'm just going to come to this beginning and click on my clip, and then you see in the front of volume, you will see something like a keyframe. You see a box. that shows says add keyframe. So once you click that, it adds a keyframe. You go to the end part and then add another keyframe. You see what I'm doing? Then if you come just close, just the same way we did CapCut the other time. All right, we are going to add another keyframe here. Add another keyframe here. Or rather, let's do like let's just do one. So from here, we're going to reduce the volume. Oh, by the way, it's reducing the volume in front. So this is what we have to do now. We have to do the same way we did it at CapCut. By the way, I don't use CapCut. I use Premiere Pro. So I'm reducing this volume and then yeah, reducing this volume. So let's go something around. Let's go something around -15. So you can always track, you can click to track your volume by, you can see a, I don't know what it's called, bracket button in front. Is it called bracket now? Like you can, it can help you navigate through your keyframes. Can help you navigate through your keyframes. So I want this one to be around -15 also. 15. Yeah. You can also type that in there. So this part and this part is at -15. So when I play back, you see the volume reduces and increases back. Let me increase this so that you can play through. All right. So that's that about that. And then you can always move the keyframe forward. You can move the keyframe backward depending on so that it can the transitioning can be as smooth. The transitioning can be as smooth. All right. So that's what we are doing. Can be smooth. It can reduce gradually and it can increase gradually. Yeah. That's about using keyframe on your audio. So the same thing, I can always use keyframe on my video. I'm not supposed to teach you about the video yet. Let's just stick to audio and see. Coming back to you guys now. Just can you switch back my turn off my video, my screen share now. Let's go back to my slide. All right, wonderful. All right, so any question about what we just talked about? Any question? I hope you guys understood what I just did for you guys using keyframe, editing your audio using keyframes. On the sound, there's an option of extracting audio. Okay, let me check that. On the sound, audio. Yeah, let me see. Someone said there's an option of extracting audio. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I can see few channel, reduce noise, and all that, but I can't see extract. But the best way I know how to do extracting is just here. All right, so that's just by the way. I hope the person can explain again. All right, let me move on to and seeing. Let me see anybody else with any question. Yeah, I've done it on Premiere Pro, so I just did it on CapCut to show you guys the same thing. Okay, how do you extract audio from video on Adobe Premiere Pro? I'll show you that now. I'll show you that now. Sorry about that. I have to pull off my headset. Okay, next time, don't worry. I'll pull off my headset and move it closer to move the mic closer to the speaker so that you can hear very well. What are the keyframes? All right, the keyframes are, you know, when we say frame, we talked about having frames are more like pictures, all right? So on a video, you have 30 frames per second. You have 60 frames per second. You have 24 frames per second. We've explained that in earlier classes, all right? So keyframe is like in all the frames in 1 second, you are making it, you are marking a point. You are keying in a point. You are marking. It's more like marking a point in the video, in video or audio, or in your frame, marking a point in your frame, and a point in which you want to start a change, like a stopper. Yeah, Vivian, wonderful, like a stopper, like a stopper. All right. So what is what that does is more like what that does is more like it helps you to understand understand where exactly you want to pick. You want to, it's more like, it's not like you are understanding now. It's more like you are helping, it's helping you to pick a change. You want to change some from year to year. So you don't want what you want to change to escape to the other side. So you pick a frame and you pick an in point, you pick a start point, then you pick end point and then out point. So that's the 4 points that you have to pick: an in point, a in point, a start point, a stop point, and a out point. So it doesn't escape from in and doesn't escape in and doesn't escape out. Then you start and finish your audio like that. So that's just that about. So what else? What other question? I'm using my mobile phone. I can't find the keyframe on your CapCut. Oh, let me see if I can enter into this. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I can try to do that. So, okay, Gideon, no worry. I doubt if you can even hear anymore because light just went off. Let me see if I can still work on that. See that done. All right, let me just go and all right, yeah. So moving on, moving on. So let me just answer some other questions here. Okay, so someone asks how to extract audio from video using Premiere Pro. So let me just show you that now. Can we switch? Let me switch my screen, share my screen on. Okay, I'm still sharing my screen. All right, so can we switch to my shared screen now? Okay, this is Premiere Pro. All right, so I think I've explained this before. Are you guys seeing my screen? Let me check if you can see my screen. All right, so I would just want to help those that are using their phone, so that they don't miss out too much. There's also keyframe on your phone. There's also keyframe on your phone. I'm sure about that. On your CapCut on your phone. So extracting audio from video. All right. So this is the best way you can do that. You can do that in several ways actually. Just come to I told you you could double click on the video that you want to extract the audio. For example, maybe okay, let me try and see. All right, so can we switch? Let's switch back to my screen now, please, so that the guys can see what I'm doing. Technical team, I'm waiting for you to switch to my screen so that the guys can see what I'm doing. Wow. All right, so let me just go on. Let me just go on. So let me just go on. So I hope you guys can still hear me very well. Check. All right, so moving on, moving on, moving on. Can we switch to demo now? Can you switch to my screen now? Technical team. Oh, wonderful. All right, I'm back on. Thank you. So I was saying that you can do it in several ways. I explained the last time that you can do it in several ways. Number one thing is on the video that you want to extract the sound, you can double click to show it on your source panel, and then you come to this part of a video. You can see this part. You can see this part of a video where you see drag video only, drag audio only. All right, so you can click and drag your audio only, and it comes alone. It comes alone. Or you can always import the video, the whole thing, and then turn it off. Link selection. You can unclick link selection. Or if you don't want to do, you can click that and delete that off. You can delete that off. Control Z. Or you can just right click on the video, and then you see on link, and then you can click it's deleted. All right, that's how to extract your audio. It's still far better than what you're doing on CapCut. So that's about extracting. Let me see what else. What other questions do you guys have? What other questions do you guys have? What other questions? Yeah. I think I've answered that part of okay, I was saying I wanted to show you guys keyframe on your phone. I hope I can. Please, I want to see your questions though. I want to see your questions before we go on a break. I want to see your question. So when we are back on the break, after you go do your and what's it called now? Attendance. It's not yet time for you to write attendance, so just hold on. How do we extract audio from the Adobe? I've thought that I'm seeing fade. No, fade in and out is not the same thing, except you have to cut that part. That's we can always cut that part. We can do cutting, and if you don't want to do the keyframe part, you can always cut your video into pieces and removing that part of the sound. You know what I mean? You can always cut. So, but if you don't want to cut, you don't want to do too many cuts and other things, you can just use the keyframe to. You can even use it to do opacity. You can fade in, fade out with keyframe. Yeah, by using keyframing, you can use keyframe on virtually everything you can touch on your video, in video editing. Let me give you an example. What can you do? I will show you an example now on keyframe, using keyframe on other things. We'll get to that. We're supposed to get to that next week, actually. I'm going to teach you a lot about keyframing because you can use keyframing to do a lot of animations. All right. You can do animations using keyframe. I'm going to teach that teach about that next week. All right. If you okay, let me just answer some of these questions. What can you do when your okay, Toluwatoyin, what can you do when your video skips when playing on timeline? Okay, the same thing happened to my system, all right. Number one thing is you have to try and increase your RAM if you're using 4 gig RAM or 8 gig RAM, depending on the kind of system you're using. You can if it's lagging like that. Number one thing on Premiere Pro, let me sweep my screen so that you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to talk so that you guys don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I was saying, how do you eliminate unwanted sound? Or what's the question I'm answering now? Okay, if you want to, if your video is playing back slowly, your video is playing back slowly, what you can do is, can we switch to my screen now? You can see if are you seeing my screen? Technical team, please help me here. Tech team, help me here. Can we switch to my screen? All right, thank you. So for you that if your video is playing back slowly, like my own. So what I was saying is that for you that your video is lagging, you either come to here, you see one over. I don't know if your own is on full, supposed to be on full probably from the beginning, but then if it's on full, you can reduce. Number one, reduce this to 1/4, then you can play back easily. If I put this on full, it will be playing on the full resolution. All right, it will not play back. So you can see it's lagging. You can see it's lagging really hard, but if I reduce this, it will play back. Uh, but it can't play. But mine can't work like that. But number two thing is that make sure that your video it's not on probably 4K. Your sequence settings is not on maybe 4K. Is on when it's on a um higher frame or higher settings, it slows down. It slows down. Let me check that. Let me make sure that this mine is on. So you come to your sequence settings. You can find that on your project panel. Right click on your sequence. You will see what it looks like. If you are seeing this video, you see it's different from this one that has both audio and video picture on it. This one is only video audio now, so you can see it's only. So this is sequence. You see the difference. It looks like what you have here. What you have here. All right. So once you click on sequence, right click and come to sequence settings. So check if your sequence is in the right settings, 1080, 1920 by 1080, or if you are doing a portrait video, it's on 1080 by 1920. That's 9 by 16. So you can switch this if it's on. If you want to put your video on a portrait mode, you can switch this to the other part. All right. So that's just that about your video lagging by. So I saw another question. Sorry, let me quickly check the other question I saw. Please, how do you eliminate unnecessary sound waves from your audio? Okay, towards eliminate unnecessary sound waves from your audio. Number one thing is that you make sure you select. All right, let me come to effects. Go to effects. Select the audio that you are trying to work on. Go to effects and come to audio effects. Audio effect. Let me be sure this is what I'm looking for. Usually I just know the name, I type denoise and okay, this is noise reduction. You come to noise reduction and you see denoise. Once you click on denoise, you can drag it on your video. drag it on your video. It's used for reducing noise. Reduce your reducing noise. So on a lower level part, it's used for the, and this is the humor. When you are hearing some or reverb, this is reverb. This is just noise reductions effects that has been preset on your Premiere Pro. So once you click and drag it on the video, you can come to effect controls. Come to effect control. This is where you do a lot of control, a lot of effects. Remember, I did a keyframe on the audio part. You can see the volume here. You can see the keyframes I did here. You can always do it here again, but you can adjust them here, or you can even do all the keyframes right here on your effect control. So I'm talking about this. So once you come to the noise, come to edit, you can edit how much it reduces the noise and how little. By the way, if you do too much denoising, if you increase the noise too much, you can test it by yourself. If you reduce the denoise too much, you start to cut off some part of the audio. Your audio will start to distort. Yeah, your audio will start to distort. Let me try that. Let me try that. Let me delete this video so that I can play back very well. So let me try and move the speaker close to myself so that you guys can hear very well. So before I added the noise, I can delete it right here. All right, I can delete it from the control effect control. So before I added the audio, the noiser. We need more view. This is what it sounds like. What he came forth with, turmeric, whatever it was, but it was turmeric. All right. He got so much. You guys can hear the. You guys can hear. To what I do, Coco will tell you. Let me see if you guys can hear the noise. What he came forth with, turmeric, whatever it was, but it was turmeric. You guys can hear. All right. So if you had the noise, it reduces the noise on the video. It reduces the noise. All right. I just clicked and dragged the noise on it. It reduces the noise on the audio. But then then you can always play back to check what you added. What he came forth with. So you can always increase it. Check, confirm. You can always increase it to suit what you want. But the more you increase it, the more audio it bites on the more audio it chops off. The more part of your audio quality it chops off. It's not about the quality actually. It's about the volume. It reduces the. So you'd want to try and make sure that you are shooting your audio. You don't want to have too much noise. But if you have shot, you probably don't know you have too much noise. Others maybe you shot outside and there is the normal noise, environment noise. You can always reduce that by using the noise. So that's about that. You can also do the home. Check these things out. Check it out. The home, but do make sure you are not doing too much on it. All right. You're not adding it too much. You don't want to add it too much so that it doesn't affect your audio. So there is also there are a lot of other aspect of videos, audio editing that yeah you can do amplify helps you to increase the volume, drag it on your video. That's when your audio is too low, it amplifies your audio, it increases the volume the same way we are trying to increase volume um, in a default way by coming to your volume and coming to your normal volume and increasing the level, or you come to your audio gain. There are several ways, all right? There are several ways you can do add volume on your video. So another way is to add amplify. All these other ones, all these other ones If you want to really go into audio editing, that's when you want to do a lot about this stuff. Some of them I myself don't even use it, but then I still use. So I need to go into one other aspect of audio editing for you guys so that you can understand. So let me switch to my slide. Is there any question? Is there any question? Is there any question? All right. So let's take our attendance now. Let's take our attendance now. Let me switch to my slide back. Let's take our attendance now. I'll be back in a few minutes to conclude the class with us and then take us through some other things. Can you switch back to my slide now? All right, so let's take our attendance very quickly so that we can move on. And then we'll be back in 5 minutes by 8:10 or 8:12. We'll be back by 8:12. We should be back by 8:12. We'll be back on. Yeah, there is a plugin on the noising. There's a plugin on the noising. There's a plugin on the noising. Just look for the noiser. Go and search for Adobe Premiere Pro denoiser. There are some plugins, but then if you're using, make sure that you're using a very good laptop so that once you start using plugins, it eats down on your processing speed a lot. All right, so yeah, I just said that there's a plugin on denoising. There's a plugin on denoising. Let me see if I can check out the name. It's actually called denoiser. We are going on a break now. I'll be back. I'll be back shortly. You guys are eating away my break time, so so we are coming back by 8:15 to continue the class. Thank you very much.
Dear DSA students, we are so excited to be on this journey with you, and we want to say a big well done for your commitment and enthusiasm so far. Whether you have just joined or you have been learning with us over the past few weeks, we see your progress and we are rooting for you all the way. Now, we know there's been a bit of silence around the learning management system, and we sincerely apologize for that. But here's the good news. We have an update as regards the learning management system, and it is one you'll love. Some of you may have been onboarded on the previous LMS, but want to ask that you kindly disregard any previous link, platform, or communication concerning that old system. We are officially switching to a new platform that you may be familiar with, Canvas by Instructure. For those new to Canvas, don't worry. A video tutorial will be uploaded to guide you step by step on how to use the platform effectively on our YouTube channel. You will also receive an onboarding email directly from Canvas by Instructure to help you get started. Please follow the instructions in the email and input your details to begin your learning journey on the platform. We are committed to making sure your learning experience is smooth, interactive, and impactful. So please, pay close attention to the announcements coming right after this video for more details. We are so glad to have you with us. Keep going. We've got this.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Break is over. Break is over, guys. Let's be back. Let's come back to class. All right. If you can hear me, can I hear that? Can I see in your comment section that you can hear me and break is over? Just comment break is over. Please, can we get back in class? Yes, we are back in class. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you make a comment? All right, so we're back in class. Wonderful. So I was trying to explain the other time. Someone asked a question about 4K. Uh, if you have a video on 4K that you brought into your clip, into your project, probably you have a video, 4K video, and you want to bring into your project. Let me confirm if this video is. Let me see. Trying to make sure that I have something for you guys to use. All right, so this person is asking about if you have a video on a 4K video that was shot on 4K and you want to bring it into your timeline that is 1080p. I hope that's the right question. That's how the question is. So what you can do is once you drag a video down into your timeline, you do it in two ways. You come to your effect control and reduce the scale scale it down to 50. Scale it down to 50. I will show you that. I will share my screen now and show you what I mean. Because all right, so okay, let me just do two videos. All right, so I'm just going to show you what I mean by that very soon. We can hear you. Wonderful. Can you hear me? You can hear me or you can't hear me. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, wonderful. You guys can hear me. I'm moving on. So, uh, for you, this is not part of this class, so I'll just quickly share my screen so that you can see what I mean. All right, so Premiere Pro. Uh, for you that have a video on maybe 4K, can we switch to my screen? For you, you have a video on maybe on 4K. So let me check. This video looks like a video on. Can we switch back to my screen? All right. So this video that you are seeing on my timeline, this video that you are seeing on my timeline, as you can see, it's a it's a 720p video. Yeah, let me show you guys very well. It's a 720p. It's lesser than 1080. All right. The same way 4K is higher than 1080. All right. So this is the video. So you can see there's black space around it because it's lower than 1080. The resolution here is 1080, but this is 720. So I can increase it by coming down here. When you right click and then scroll down, you will see something like scale to frame size, or set to frame size. You can set it to frame size, scale it to frame size, whichever one works. That's number one. Or you can come to effect control and then come to scale. You see the scale is at 50 now. If I undo this, it can go back to what I used to have. It will go back to 50. So you can see scaling helps you take it to the right frame. So if peradventure you brought this in and it's at 100, it's probably at 100 reset, it's at 100 like this, and the screen is over, like the frame is over your video, like it's too zoom, that's probably a 4K video. So you can always reduce this to like 50 for you to meet up what is supposed to the screen to be, for you to be at full screen. All right, so that's that about that. So this frame is supposed to be 150 frame, 150, so that it can be full screen. All right, so that's that about the question. So let me check other questions to see what you guys are asking. I hope Oluwatobiloba, I hope I answered your question very well. Yeah, you can always adjust it. You can always adjust it. Please, if I have not answered your question, let me please type it again so that I can get your question. Type it again so that I can get your question. I don't want to miss out on anybody's question. So someone asks about a plugin called the noising plugin. Yeah, there's a plugin for denoising. There's a plugin for denoising, but I'm not using any plugin for denoising. All right, so I'm just using the one that came with Premiere Pro as a preset, as a follow come. I want to see your questions, though. I want to see your questions so that I don't miss out on any of your questions. All right. So someone else asked that. What was that question now? I think I've forgotten that question. Now let me check that and see. Someone else asked that he thought that the noise the noise is reduce the noise reduction is only, it's a pro, yeah, it's only pro, reducing noise is only pro on CapCut. On CapCut you can use it freely on Premiere Pro. You can use it freely on Premiere Pro. There's no problem with that. So I want to see other questions. So there is an aspect of audio editing that will take you through later. But for the sake of this class, I'm going to stick to showing you this part. So let me reduce this audio. So I explained the other time about choosing between your background. Let's assume that this is your voice. This is the sound. What he came forth with, turmeric, whatever he was turmeric. He got so much. If you guys can see the gauge, you can see the gauge. It's too loud. The volume is too loud. It's getting to that red part, and that's not good. It's getting to that red part, and that is not good. That is not good. So you have to try and reduce your volume to. You can reduce your audio gain down, maybe -2 to reduce it. -2. So it's still too. You see, it's still. So let's try -6 now. So that is. I do Coco will tell you that it's not compulsory. You see, the volume is really this audio is really loud, so you want to reduce it so that it doesn't get too loud on your timeline. Let me try -4 again and see. So I'm currently at -16 now. Will tell you that it's not compulsory. So yeah, it's down now. It's down now. So that's just that. So let me try and so by the way, I just did a Control L. Control L is to unlink a video and a audio that is together. I want to delete this audio. I don't need it, so I want to Control L to unlink, and then I want to use this as my background, as my sound. I want to use this as my sound. So
So what he came for what he came for
let me start from that what he came for. So, so let's start from here.
what he came for with whatever he was merit. What he came forth with whatever he was to merit. He got so much.
You guys can see that the background sound and uh, the background sound and the main voice, it's not fighting each other. They are not disturbing each other. They are just sync. They are in sync because the main voice is around -6, is around -6, and then the background sound is around. Let's mute this and see what background is at. You see, background is around -24, between -24 and 12, but the voice is above -12. Let me break that back up. So everything together will not be more. So you always want to make sure that your background sound is around -24, around -24, and then your main voice is around -6, so that they don't start to clash. All right. So any questions? Any question? How do you put image behind the person speaking? For you to do that, let me check if there's another question before I answer that. How to delete previous project from how to delete previous project from Premiere Pro. All right, for you to delete previous projects, all right, just go to where your project is saved. Where your project is saved, maybe on your laptop. Just click. Let's try and click open project now, and I will check where mine is saved. It could be inside Adobe Premiere Pro, and then see. So some of the projects that you've saved before will be around here. All right. So depending on where you saved your project, if you did not put it in any folder, it's going to be around here as a default location. So try and locate the location. Go to your programs, go to your documents, and you find Adobe. If you did not save it in a private folder, so you find Adobe Premiere Pro, and then depending on the version you are using. All right, that's that about that. Let me check to see other questions so that I don't miss out on anybody's question. We want to make sure that everybody's well sorted out. Yeah, Jacob, I hope I've answered your question. Can I, how can I place an item in on a video, like adding a video picture icon G on Premiere Pro? All right, for you to do that, I'm supposed to teach you guys about audio, but let me just answer your questions. Thank you. All right, so for you to add a video, add a clip or a picture on a video, you can always import and place it above your video, like another layer. So Premiere Pro works with layers. Let me see if I can get a picture or something that I can use for you. All right, let me just use this. So I'm importing a picture, a smart object picture. So this is where it is on my system. So I'm just going to drag it above, and then you see it right there on your screen. So you can see I can reduce it. I can reduce to scale down so that it doesn't get too big, and maybe as a logo, feels like a logo. Okay, you guys can see it. So that's the way you put a video, you put a picture or anything on your video. All right. So that's to answer that person's question. How to put a image behind the person speaking. That's a green screen. Some of those stuffs you have to do it. Some of them are done. It depends on the kind of video. Now, for example, if you want to do a video that person is really moving around, doing a lot of movement, you have to make sure that you shoot in green screen. What do you mean by green screen? Green background is that you shoot your video in a green background so that you can key out. We've not gone into those effects now. I will teach you about those. What people will teach you, depending on Farmer King. If Farmer King is the one that's taking you on that day, will tell you to how you do that. But then, for the sake of this question, if you want to probably remove someone from the background, you either do it through keyframing. We're going to get to that where uh, you can cut out a part of a video, cut out someone from the video. You can cut the person and then remove the background. You can. There's no preset for that on Premiere Pro, if except if you shoot on green background or blue background. So you can key out using key, that's in video effects key or chroma key, yeah, or color keying. You can always remove the background, the person's background, chroma. So it's still key. Color keying. So once you select a color keying, a part of the color will remove. We'll get to that. I will show you how to do that once we get to that aspect. What other questions are there? I was okay. I Kayode is using Adobe Brush. You are using Adobe Brush. Okay, you uploaded a video, but it has a glitch at the beginning. You can cut the glitch part out, or you use a fade in to remove it so that it comes just like the way we did a fade in here. Just like the way we did a fade in here, cross dissolve. We used cross dissolve here. You might not be able to use cross dissolve. I don't know if you have a transition that is dissolve or fade on Premiere Adobe Brush, but you can always use key. If I remove this what is it called now? The transition here, I can always use opacity, key in my opacity. Alright, so if I click on this toggle animation, I told you that keying is for animation, then move forward and then toggle out and put another toggle there, another key there, go to the beginning and reduce the opacity. So that means that from the beginning that I put my my key, my animation keyframe to the end, it will just fade in like that. The opacity will start to increase from this place to this place. You see, just like that. In fact, you can increase it depending on how far you want. I think you can do this on Adobe Premiere Rush on your phone.
What he came forth with.
So that's just that about that. I hope you guys understand that. So another questions right there. So we are gradually coming to the end of audio, the introduction to audio editing on Adobe Premiere Pro and CapCut. So I want to see other questions from you guys. Vivian, you want to place. Let me see your question. Let's say I have a bad background. How do I place an image or curtain behind the person speaking? Oh, I've explained that. Let me see if I have a video that I can use.
The Almighty God, we swear.
All right, so let me just pick this part. Let me just pick this part for you guys. Um, okay. I think these videos now. See, if I was explaining the other time that there are some videos that are on 4K. If you check this video now, let me check the properties. Is on 4K. Can you see 3840 by 2160 2160. So with this, you know that it's on 4K. It's on 4K. This video is 4K. If it were to be 1080p, it will be 1920 by 1080. But 4K is 3840 by 2160. So what I did when I imported it into the clip, into my timeline, it became too big. So number one, I could right click and set to frame size or scale to frame size. It will come back, it will reduce it like that. And then if you go to the settings, you will see that it has changed to 50. So you are asking about, I'm trying to answer the question from someone that said, um, in case we want to remove this background now, for example, I can put up this opacity, I can create a mask. It's called masking around the person speaking or the image you want to cut out the background. You can create a mask to cut out the background. I think you do this also on CapCut, both on phone. That's what it does when you click remove background. That's what it does. It paints out the edges to remove the background. Let me try and do that for you guys to show you what I mean. So when I click this, it's going to click a mask. I'm not supposed to be teaching you guys this one, or this is for free. So once I'm done, I'm just going to do a rough edit. All right, so to the end. So voila, it removes. Can you guys see that? It removes the background just like that. And that's this mask that I created. All right, that's is used. There's a masking part. This is called masking. When you get to animations, I will teach you more about that. When we get to animations, I'll teach you more about that. So this person can always play around. You can see, but then this is going to be a lot because this is Premiere Pro. Um there is really no preset on you removing this background except if you shot this video on a plain background in the sense that in a green plain background, either green. For those that do film movies now, for example, they shoot on green backgrounds. Go and check. do on green backgrounds or blue backgrounds, so that they can do all these animations, change background, put someone that is not on water. Some of this stuff that you see people flying up and down, maybe Jet Li or Jackie Chan flying up and down the screen. They do that on a green background. They call it green screen, green background or blue background, depending on what they want. And most often, if you check those videos, any video that they shoot on green background, in green or green screen, depending on what you want to call it now, the person must not wear a green cloth. And the reason why they use green most of the time is because all the part of our body, your eyes, your the skin color, the skin tone, there is no green on it. So once you key out the green, okay, let me use an example of keying for you guys for here. Because this man is wearing a blue shirt here, I can click on key, and once I come to key, let me come to key, and then is it this one now? Let me try ultra key, so I can click on blue. You see, it removed the blue. I hope you guys can see what I did there. It removed the green, the blue in his shirt. So let me change it to red. Let me change it to this red so that you guys can see in the middle. It removed it. It did not turn it to black. Oh. It removed this. It removed it. So it's now showing the lady the pedal at the back. You can see it's showing the pedal at the back. The sewing machine pedal at the back. That's what happens when you use keying. So once you shoot on a green background, the green background will just remove once, and that's all. That's all. Let me see other questions. How do you add words as said in video showing on the screen? For you to add words as said, we are going to get to. There's a part of this training that talks about texting. All right, adding text. But for the sake of this person asking question, we'll get to talk more about it. But for the sake of this person asking question on text, I know on CapCut you already know you come to your text here. Once you click text, it will load up and bring all the already made tests, be precepts. I'm just allowing it to load. Wait, guys. CapCut is really hanging my laptop. Alright, so adding text, you can add a default text using CapCut by clicking this. You add the default text, it brings it to your screen, and then there are other effects there. Just move around and check how it's done. There's also auto caption there. Alright, so okay, I'm trying to read out Justin's text now. Justin's question. Please sir, a video with a logo and word on any part of video. How do I remove the logo and the word on it? You cannot remove the video, the logo. That's what they call watermark. That's what they call watermark. You cannot remove another person's watermark. And if peradventure you want to, it's placed on maybe the top corner or the you can always scale in to remove that part. Crop. You can always crop the video to remove that part. But you cannot remove another person's watermark or picture on they call it watermark. That's why they call it watermark. So that you don't get to remove it. And God helping you, it's placed on the middle of the screen like this one that I put on the screen. So all you do is to add this is just double click on the text and put whatever text you want to do. How do I balance background music and dialogue effectively? For you to balance that background music and dialogue effectively, you will just like just like I explained earlier, you will make sure that your dialogue is around -6 and your background music is around -24. All right, it's always around -24. And then one other thing is that so this is just that about, let me just get this done. So I'm adding text, DSA squad 3. All right, so that's the text on it. You can do a lot of move changes on the text by changing the font. You can change the font. CapCut, by the way, CapCut has its own fonts. You have to download a lot of them to use. All right, so that's about CapCut. You can do bold, you can do anything. You can just, guys, just move around and check the details on this list. When we get to editing, using adding text, we will explain more. But for Premiere Pro also, you can always add text. So it's going to bring a panel here that helps you to navigate between adding text, different text. Helps you navigate between adding different text. My CapCut is loading. Let me minimize this one. So is there any other question here? Please let's ask questions based on audio so that I can be done with audio for today. Our time is fast spent. We have just about 7 minutes to be done with this class. So how do we archive J and L cuts for audio and video? What do you mean by J and L? Please explain. What do you mean by J and L truths? How do we archive J and L cuts? Can you explain what you mean by J and L? All right. So there are um, a lot of terminologies in CapCut, in video editing that you don't want to know. All right, you want to know about. You might not even need some of them. Might not need some of them. So, but then let me know what you mean by J and L so that we can move on. All right. So exact. So I was trying to show you guys how to add text on. Well, we'll move on. Our time is fast and we have to round up now. But then you see LD to start a video editing on Premiere Pro and finish on CapCut if there are features you want to add. Yeah. Sometimes some people start a video on CapCut and end on Premiere Pro, but I think it's best that you try to do everything you want to do on one of them. Peradventure, you want to, what exactly is it you want to do? I think there is nothing you want to do on video editing that you can't do on Premiere Pro. For CapCut, there might be some things you want to do. I don't know what you want to do, but then on CapCut. But then why using CapCut when you have Premiere Pro? But in case you want to use CapCut because it has some free presets, you can just you can just uh, export. You have to export, but then if you are exporting, try and export on the highest frame, maybe 4K. Even if your video is 1080p, try and export on 4K so that you can have room. It does Your video quality doesn't reduce. Once you have exported your video quality stay on one exact um, resolution. So that's just my advice for you. All right. So how can we do rotate? All right. If you want to do rotate, I can't switch back to my screen anymore. But if you want to do rotate your screen, just go to your effects and click on the video you want to rotate. Go to your effect settings. Go to your effect settings. All right. Let me see if I can do that for this person now. Sorry, technical team. Let's just do this last thing for this person. All right. So can you switch to my screen so that this person can quickly see what I want to do? Uh, Premiere Pro. All right. For the sake of you that want to rotate, do a rotation. All right. So I want to rotate this screen, what you are seeing on the screen, so you can see. Come to effect control. You will see rotate on under motion. You will see rotation. So you can turn that around. You can turn that around. So if you are turning around, you are doing uh, turn around 180. So it shows fully. All right. That's rotating your video. And if it's the other way around, you can put minus 180. Depends on what you want, how you want to turn it around. But for CapCut, you can click on your video. Sorry, let CapCut load up back. Okay, you can click on your video. Oh wow. You can click on your video, go to video settings, and then you see rotate around somewhere around that side. All right, so you go to video and then scroll down. You see rotate around that part. So you can always rotate that to maybe 180. Turns around just like that. So thank you very much, guys. And the answers of no other questions. Okay, Kingsley, for you to edit a talking video, you try and do all the things that we've told you to do. Like you can do auto caption on. When we get to audio, we can't shoot everything that you want to do this instant. All right, so we have this module scheduled for another section. All right, so sorry I can't dig into what Kingsley is asking. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you learned one or two things today's class. I look forward to seeing you again next class, and that's I think on Tuesday. Yeah, to Jacob, you can edit a video that has been exported, but you know that everything is just on one. You have to do any of the editing that you want to do on that export. Maybe cut it again, cut all the different course that you want to do. Just keep cutting it. Thank you very much, guys. I love you guys all. I love you all. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Queen Yada. Thank you, Godfrey. Thank you, Adebola Victoria. Thank you, Simba Leon Empire. Thank you, Buki. Thank you all. Please make sure you like this video. Like this. If we can close the chat, you will see like I'm only seeing 62 likes on this video already. So and we have more than that, more people watching. So try and go and like this video. Yeah, the like is increasing now. Try and like this video so that it can get the algorithm can reach other people and so that other people can learn. That's the least you can do. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Kinsley. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Alexandria. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Julius. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, God willing. We love you. We love you. We love you. From the whole team and my colleague, Farmer King, we wish you Godspeed. Please keep creating, keep editing, keep being productive in your video editing. God bless. Time out. Signing out. Good night.
Dear DSA students, we are so excited to be on this journey with you, and we want to say a big well done for your commitment and enthusiasm so far. Whether you have just joined or you have been learning with us over the past few weeks, we see your progress and we are rooting for you all the way. Now, we know there's been a bit of silence around the learning management system, and we sincerely apologize for that. But here's the good news. We have an update as regards the learning management system, and it is one you'll love. Some of you may have been onboarded on the previous LMS, but want to ask that you kindly disregard any previous link, platform, or communication concerning that old system. We are officially switching to a new platform that you may be familiar with, Canvas by Instructure. For those new to Canvas, don't worry. A video tutorial will be uploaded to guide you step by step on how to use the platform effectively on our YouTube channel. You will also receive an onboarding email directly from Canvas by Instructure to help you get started. Please follow the instructions in the email and input your details to begin your learning journey on the platform. We are committed to making sure your learning experience is smooth, interactive, and impactful. So please, pay close attention to the announcements coming right after this video for more details. We are so glad to have you with us. Keep going. You've got this.